Welcome to Dagnabbit Boys Podcast.
I just wanted... Oh, yeah, we got to hold the mics a little farther away. No, like this, like fist. Take a fist, put it... See that? That's a length. We're going to do this from now on.
You still hear me over here?
We're going to do this from now on. I think it'll be better listening because I think we have really... Because I've thought it, and then one guy commented, and he was like, why are they holding the mics so goddamn close? And I was like, that's a fair point. He also said, why are they holding their mics? Which I just realized some people just don't know that, you know, good podcast mics and arms and a set is really expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you want a cheap podcast, you get dumb motherfuckers holding it so close.
Yeah. I have one nice podcast mic, and it was like $400.
And I ate it.
Which is funny because people are like, they need to make podcast equipment more expensive. And good stuff actually is.
Yeah.
So they're right. But I just want to start this podcast off on a good note, just to motivate you to be a good podcast co-host. That is, show it to the camera, that's $1.
It's $1.
And that is...
This can buy nothing.
And just to make...
This can only be a part of another purchase.
That's just to make sure that we get the best out of you today. Keep that mic away from your mouth. Don't suck it. Yeah, put it in your wallet. I like immediately putting it in your wallet.
I need to have it in my wallet.
And you save that up.
So I forget about it, so I don't be like, at the end of the podcast, I'm not like, here, take your $1 back. I need this $1.
For some reason, that $1 got put into my nightstand, and it never made it into my wallet. And I sometimes would look at it, and I'd be like, that's money.
Well, probably you were having sex for money, and they gave you $1.
No.
Or probably you were having sex not for money, but then the woman or man decided to disrespect you by giving you money.
No.
You know when you be giving a woman money after you have sex just so she knows she ain't shit?
I've done that as a bit.
It is funny to do.
You've done that, right?
Yeah.
Where you're having sex with somebody you love and then you hand them $20?
Yeah.
But you gotta have a good, great, loving relationship. If it's like a one-night stand kind of thing, then it's a little mean.
It's still funny.
It's still funny, but you gotta be in love. When you're in love, it's the funniest.
I don't think there's nothing funny about love.
You take it seriously.
It's the only thing there is to take seriously.
Love is no joke. Love is no joke at all.
I only have sex with stuff I love, like my dogs, books I like.
How do you fuck a book?
Stick your dick inside of the book.
Like open the book.
You open the book and you fuck it.
And
you slam it on your cock.
You titty fuck it?
Yeah.
Okay. What books are you reading right now? What's in the mix?
I've been reading a book about a bum.
Yeah.
It's written in the 1920s. He talks about in the turn of the 20th century being a fucking bum and going around and robbing people's houses. It's awesome. I've been reading it for a while, though. I'm trying to finish this book before I go to the library again.
Yeah, I feel like you told me about this book a while ago.
Yeah, I just kept putting it down and then reading other books, and then now I need to... But I'm also reading a collection of Terry Southern stuff and various fucking ins and out shit. Absolute shit. Garbage.
Is it garbage?
No.
Yeah, I think you like
I just don't like anything.
Yeah, you do. You like a lot. You say that like you don't like anything. You love reading. You love books. Literature.
I needed to hear that today, I guess. I don't know.
You have a real passion for literature and music, too. You're very curious in music.
I showed one of my coworkers free jazz. It was fun. He was like, this is good. But then sometimes I feel like I show people stuff and they're like, this is good. But then they're like, this is also, why would I ever listen to this?
Yeah, but that's a good moment, too. I like to hear stuff that I go, I'm never going to listen to this again.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to have heard it. I'm glad to know it exists.
Yeah.
That's like almost most music sometimes.
It is funny sometimes, it's like, when you show people stuff like that, they're like, you think just, I don't know, I assume some people are like, oh, I didn't even know this world existed. But the reality is I just like to hear noise. I like extreme noises. I like to feel stuff. I'm listening to this stuff out of dumb guy reasons.
I think those are the only reasons you listen to that kind of stuff. What is the smart guy reason for listening to noise music?
Like compositional fucking shit. Like there's all this like intellectualism put into these like compositions and shit.
Yeah, but isn't that just intellectual?
It's a purely emotional
That's what I'm saying. It's just intellectualizing the same, what you're calling dumb reasons.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, oh, the cacophony of sounds creates a chaotic scape that brings people back to tumultuous times of their life. Or you could be like, yeah, my mom slit her wrists in front of me, so I like the band Hairy Pussy.
Yes.
It's the same answer.
Yeah, I like to feel bad. And that's not the only reason. There's a lot of other bad stuff that happened.
Yeah, but that's the best.
That's definitely that's top tier.
Yeah,
I mean top tier Shane.
Yeah, if that's like gold tier Shane's family stuff.
It really is. There's like it's the GOAT for sure.
Well, because it's
the Michael Jordan of bad stuff that happened.
It's so horrifically bad. It can be kind of funny.
It is funny. It's like
if I said the other bad stuff, it's more of just a bummer because it's like, nah.
Well, I think some of the bad stuff is probably more distressing, like mentally. Sometimes when you get like a genuine, just perfect traumatic incident, you're like, like this is great. But the other stuff that really fucks with me, I'm like, if I said that, people would be so abstracted from the idea. Well, it's like no, there's no abstraction in your mommy arms is open.
Mommy arms is too open right now.
Mommy arm is not usually so open.
Mommy's arms are supposed to be closed, and she showed you the inside. You're not supposed to see the inside of your mom's arms as much as you're able to avoid it. But
at first it's cool, but then you're like, hey.
For a second, you're like, so that's what veins look like. And then you go, oh, wait, those are my mom's veins.
Those are mommy's.
And And it's Wednesday.
It was Sunday, dumbass.
It was Sunday?
I went to school the day after.
I thought it was a weekday for some reason.
I did go to school. I only know it was Sunday because I went to school the next day.
You got to go to school.
Yeah.
You need an education.
Well, yeah, and I didn't get it that day, but...
What, you were distracted in class?
No, it's just that the school was bad.
You weren't a good student because of that?
I was never a good student.
It's so hard to be a teacher. You got to deal with all these kids who are like, teacher, how do you close mom's arms? And she's like, this is math. I don't do that. We don't fix that kind of stuff.
In fact, we don't fix anything.
We don't fix shit. We give you a bunch of numbers and you got to try and figure them out while your mom's screaming. No, you don't have a place to do homework. You can do it at the dinner table, but a lot of people are going to bother you while you're doing it. I think, that's like the gold standard.
That is the funny about homework where you're like, I was busy.
I was so busy with having a horrific home life. It was really hard to do the homework.
Oh, man.
Sorry it was tough to do the homework. I'm 9 and everybody in my house is scary.
I've never met a safe adult. I can't do homework.
Sorry, it's tough to do homework. I live in a haunted house. I live in a very spooky house where everybody's sort of playing the part of a different ghoul and they have a different action every day, and it was just tough to do these equations.
It's hard to pay attention when you're scared.
Everybody keeps having new ideas on how to be really bad, and so it's a little tough to focus. My bad. Sorry.
I was just telling some guy some stories. I think it was that guy on SNL that was on SNL, Brooks Wheelan. I didn't know that's who it was.
He's a nice guy.
He is a pretty nice guy.
He was very funny on SNL. It's too bad.
I was telling him just stories about my family, and he's like, this is the funniest 3 minutes of stand-up I've ever heard. And it's like, I haven't said any of this on stand-up. There's no punchlines.
Yeah, but a lot of this...
I was talking about how my mom said when Charlie Kirk got shot, she texted me the next day. It was like, the preacher I watched got assassinated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you have the kind of life where, like, you could just describe things from it, and it could totally be stand-up. But I think also...
I'm a poet, dude. I love to be an artist.
Yeah, and I think also
And I also think just describing shit with no jokes is an art.
I think unfortunately it can be. It just might not be the best.
I think it's dog shit.
But it's also like it's the way you describe it that can make it art, I think.
That's true.
Because you describe, I mean, you can, if we really...
I describe things very, very succinctly and abstractly. I remember I was telling
I think it's because of the distance you sort of need to feel from those
I was telling a
moments in your
story
life.
about, like, my dad calling a woman fat out of the car, and somebody asked, "Is she fat?" And I was just like, "Yeah, she was fat as fuck." And then everybody laughed, and it just made perfect sense to me for me to be like, "Yeah, the woman was fat, dumbass."
Yeah, you got to give the people what they want. They want to know.
They wanted to know if she was fat, and she was super fat.
Yeah,
the thing is, I don't not understand why he did it. She was fat.
Sometimes that's all the reason people need.
Yeah.
If the thought of like consideration for other humans is not really something you think about,
yeah,
then somebody just needs to be fat for you to call them fat. That's the only prerequisite. It's not like, oh, are they a human being and this could make them feel a certain way. It's just like, that lady's fat. I'm looking at her. Let's do it.
I don't know. Sometimes when it comes to saying stuff, we consider people too much.
You think so?
I don't know. It's just like sometimes people are dicks. Sometimes someone that's usually nice is a dick. It's fine. Sometimes people are dicks. You don't have to be.
Yeah, but like calling a lady fat out of the car.
Well, that's not even really I'm not defending that. I'm just saying that sometimes you're going to be a fucking dick.
Yeah.
I should be a dick more. I get so mad at the Comedy Store because people will, like, try to walk out through the parking lot. So for people that have never been to the Comedy Store, there's a stanchial that blocks the parking lot. People are not allowed to go into the parking lot. Some people exit, like, try to exit through there.
It's a classic red rope.
It's a classic. I don't know where anyone's ever been where that's where you exit anywhere.
It's supposed to, because they come down.
And it's always 40-year-old women. It's always fucking.
Yeah, them and guys that want to smoke.
Guys that want to smoke do want to go into the parking lot.
They see the parking lot, they go, fuck, it looks good to smoke out there. Because we were talking about it last night, because they come down the belly room stairs, and then the parking lot's right there, so they have a red rope in between the stairs and the parking lot to guide people to stay on the patio, but people see the rope and then go under it. And then you tell them, hey, you can't be here, and then they look confused. And it's like, if you had to go under something to be somewhere, then you can't be there. And Dave, our friend Dave was like, well, maybe they just see us standing in the lot, and they're like, well, who are those guys? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're not recognizable people, but also the rules of red ropes is that, whoever's beyond the red rope is allowed to be beyond the red rope.
Yes.
And whoever isn't is not. Like, if you go to, like, a nightclub, you won't recognize everybody behind the red rope.
Yes.
But if you went under it, that somebody would yell at you.
Nobody ever told you to go there.
I don't know why.
You should just assume everyone over there is supposed to be there.
I don't know why. I think it's also, like, people believe the customer's always right, and that extends to red ropes at the Comedy Store, where people are like, oh, well, I came here to be served. You're serving me right now, and you need me. And we don't, because the business has been around for a while. It has a famous name. It can survive for a long time without all of these fucking people. But they show up and just break the rules. And then when you're like, get the fuck out of the parking lot, they're like, I'm going to tell your manager. It's like, I can go get my manager. He'll just be more mean than I am. Like, what I don't like about the store is that we stopped beating people up. We used to, when I worked there was probably at least 7, probably more like 12 instances when I was there in person, God knows how many happened when I wasn't there, of people just getting their fucking asses kicked. And it was like for talking a little shit and then refusing to leave. And then they would get like beat to the point of some of them went to the hospital. And listen, I don't want to live in a violent world, but also people think they can just, because the economy's gotten so bad that everybody wants their money to feel like it matters. So when they go to places like the Comedy Store, they're like, I paid $30 for a ticket and I paid $60 for drinks, which means I can treat minimum wage workers like shit.
Yeah.
And at a lot of places, it's true. Like, if you go, and it shouldn't be true, but it is. If you go to a restaurant, you can treat waiters like fucking shit, and nobody's going to do anything. But if you go to the Comedy Store and do it, you might literally get, like, curb stomped in front of your wife.
And that's all. People should be more afraid to get their ass beat.
Yeah, but then there's a few lawsuits that the store won. We won them all. But then it seems like they've told the security guards you can't just beat up customers anymore.
Yeah.
But I think that was a great thing that happened, because people would be like, people really thought their money mattered to us. And they're like, you motherfucker, like, you fucking, I've been coming here for 30. And there's nothing better than a guy saying he's been coming to a place for 20 years and then having that place just beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, the best was, like, there was an old man, and he slapped one of our security guards who was a woman, and then 5 other security guards. He was like 60 years old, and they just beat him to shit until he was lying in a gutter, being held down by the manager. And then one of the paid regulars at the store, he was like, he went up to him and, like, called him gay for having a man laying over him, like, just beat up and humiliated.
Yeah.
And then was like, I'm gonna fucking sue you guys. And then he tried to sue us, and there was video of him starting a fight, and he lost the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's stupid to have a mentality of like, well, you got to teach people lessons, because we can't live in a world where the only way to learn how to treat people is to get your fucking ass beat. But if a guy's 60 years old, it's too late for him, so you might as well just beat the shit out of him. And we used to do that more, and now we don't, you know? But I love treating customers terribly. I remember when I still worked there, because, you know, if you go to the Comedy Store and you order drinks, they take your card, because so many people walk in and out, so they have to make sure people don't just steal their drinks. So they take your card. And when people want to leave, they would always walk up to the booth, and they'd be like, I want my card back right now. I have to leave. And I'd always tell them, go back to your table. That's where the server knows where to find you. I'll tell your server, she'll come, and she'll bring back your card. And they would always go, I will not go back to my table.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, well, it's going to be really hard to find you. And one time there was a woman, and she was very upset, and she was like, I want my card back right now. And I was like, okay, I have to tell the server. And she was like, this is stealing. You stole my card. This is illegal. And she just kept talking, and I kept trying to tell her that I was going to get her server. And then she just wouldn't shut up. And then I just looked at her, and I was like, shut up. Shut up. You're acting like a child. Be an adult. And I got really angry and yelled at her, and I was like, be a fucking adult right now. You acting like a child. And then she was like,
yeah.
And then I got her server, and then the server went to go get the card, and she was like, where'd she go? And I was like, to get your card. We want you to leave. And it is nice for somebody to just be like, wow, I'm being treated so rudely right now. And it's like, yeah, you acted like a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And we already have your money. Go fuck yourself.
People are so fucking weak.
And it's also just funny, because it's like, it's a comedy club, so people are like, you're supposed to be nice to me, and it's like, that's not how this is supposed to work at all. You're supposed to come in, buy 2 drinks, shut the fuck up, laugh at jokes, and then leave.
Yeah.
Like, we're not your friends. The only people that care about you having a good time are the people on stage.
Yeah.
Literally nobody else gives a fuck. You will be disrespected like 19 times throughout the course of this night.
Damn, I got so fucking mad at these 2 women at the store because they kept moving around, and then so I sat them in some seat in the back because that's all we had to sit where we had to sit them. It wasn't like the back, you know. And then it was like before the rail, you know. And then they got up and they went to the behind the rail, and then we had to seat like fucking 6 people. We had to seat like 4 people, and we told them, and I told them like, hey, could you sit in the front 2 chairs of this 6-table fucking thing? And then they bitched and then moved to the back row, and then they were like, we can't see. And so they demanded we get a manager so they can get a refund. And it was exactly the type of women you could expect. They were like women in their they were like 45. They've had plastic surgery done. They probably were hot when they were in their 20s. Now they're in their 40s and their lives are over because that's how they lived it, you know? Expecting everybody to fucking coddle them their entire lives.
Yeah.
And then they went and complained to Bobby. They complained to Bobby's in there, and they're like, we couldn't even see in the back or
they
whatever. They
complained to Bobby Lee?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I hope they get in a car wreck on the way home and fucking die.
Yeah, I mean, the Comedy Store is where women find out they aren't attractive anymore, or their attractiveness doesn't matter, and it's where men find out that their money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And it's good because people in Hollywood, that's what they live their lives by, is like money and looks. And then you come to the Comedy Store and it's like, well, you can pay to sit at that table, but beyond that, your money doesn't matter.
It's like, where'd you get the money from? Trafficking?
Yeah. You're a slave owner.
Yeah. This motherfucker's got he's got a big mansion in the Hollywood Hills with money his fucking dad got from also owning slaves, where he just pimps out women to celebrities. And then comes down to the Comedy Store, and it's like, sure, you got all that money. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I love just lying to people at the Comedy Store, where they'd be like, "Go get your manager," and I'd be like, "Okay," and then I'd just walk to the back and stand there for 2 minutes and be like, "He said no.
Yeah,
goodbye now." And they're like, "This is crazy," and I'm like, "Life's crazy."
Yeah, life is crazy.
I remember just yelling at a whole group of people, and then as they were leaving, they were like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "David." And they're like, "You're going to get fired." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And then they left. It's like, what are they going to fucking do? Call tomorrow, talk to the phones guy, talk to one of my friends?
Yeah.
And be like, "David was very rude to me." And he'll be like, "Okay. Yeah, I'm sure somebody was rude to you. I'm sure somebody was rude to you." One of the best was... there was a guy who was accusing the server of not giving him correct change because I guess he paid in cash, and he was accusing the server. He was like, "Yeah, I gave her 50 and she didn't give me back the right amount." And then the manager was like, "Okay, I'll go check." And then the guy was like, "I'm gonna stand right here while you check." And then the manager looked at him and said, "I don't give a fuck where you stand." And then the guy like kind of lost all his confidence in standing. And then the manager came back and was like, "Yeah, I checked the camera. She gave you the right change. You're just lying." And then the guy was like, "Okay," and then left. And then I was like, "You didn't check the camera, right?" He was like, "No." He was like, "No, I just walked to the office and stood there for a fucking minute, then walked back. Why would I believe that guy? He's a fucking liar."
Yeah.
People just really, I don't know. People just act like, because I don't know. It's like people just, they have like a night out and they expect everybody to just be like, "Oh, I hope you have the most amazing night." And it's like, we have some of the best comics in the world. If you don't like watching them and buying drinks, then you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And some people want there to somehow be more, where they're like, "Why am I not being like the star of everything? You should pay more attention to me." It's really weird.
I went through my mail yesterday and found out I have a $100 ticket I owe to West Hollywood. I did. It was like, you parked in a place you're not supposed to at 5 p.m. So I have no memory. Nobody put a ticket on my car or anything. I hate that fucking area.
Nobody even put a ticket on your car?
Nobody put a ticket on my car. Maybe it's a fucking scam, but it seemed to be from West Hollywood. I don't know. It had my fucking license plate.
Did you look at the email?
I didn't get an email. It was just mail.
Oh, it was mail. Well,
I shouldn't have to pay this shit.
I mean, sometimes
I don't live there. I don't live in West Hollywood.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you can just Google that, like, West Hollywood mail ticket scam, and you might see something about it.
Yeah, because they want me to pay $106. I don't have it. The fuck? You're charging me money I don't have? What the fuck do you even do? Like, if you get a boot on your car and you don't have $80, what do you do?
Some people, I think, just end up losing their car. They just don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't give a fuck.
Oh shit. This is a hilarious story. Remember, you met my buddy Tyler. He was talking about, he had a boot on his car, and he asked the guy, like, "Is this a dangerous job?" You remember? And the guy goes, "Last week, one of my coworkers got compromised."
Yeah. Yeah. That's how big of fucking losers the guys that boot cars are. They think they're fucking, like, in the Marines. They're like, "He was compromised." It's like, no, he got shot for being a fucking bitch that fucks with poor people.
Yeah.
Is why he fucking died on the street like a dog. Like he fucking deserved to. What the fuck are you talking about? Every one of you people should be fucking murdered. What are you talking about, compromised? As if it's like a brave job.
Oh no, his wife and kids don't have a shitty fucking dad anymore.
It's like, yeah.
Oh no.
You're not protecting anybody. You help the government steal money from parking on land that belongs to everybody, is what happened. I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of all these cunts.
I'm reading this book. I'm pissed off at the state. I hate the most powerful organization in the world, known as the state.
Yeah. I hate the state so much. I don't even like the 90s sketch comedy show, The State.
No, I rebel against it.
Yeah.
I rebel against it. I mean, I can't become an anarchist because that's like the most annoying thing you can be. But I am sick of the state.
You ever like go back into stuff you liked when you were like 15, you know, and it's good, and then you're like, but I can't be into this, it's gay.
Well, you know, you can be into it in your car with the windows up.
But you can't be into it now.
No. I mean, you know, some stuff is good to re-listen to and just realize that was just sort of a phase in your life.
It is good. Imagine, though, if you heard somebody just listening to Pink Floyd in their car. Pink Floyd's good.
Yeah.
But imagine if you saw that.
Yeah, like if I met a guy my age and he was like, yeah, I'm a big Mac DeMarco guy, I'd be like, I mean, dog, you let it go. It's over. Mac DeMarco, Ty Segall, that was a time when we were sophomores.
Yeah.
You have to move on. You have to get into some guy who fucking was addicted to heroin in the 1920s or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just can't. This has to end. This has to stop. I don't know what, you know, but also...
I guess to some extent I'm on to other stuff I would have liked when I was 15 that I just didn't get to.
It's kind of all life is, yeah. Pretty much every cool new thing I find out is I always think like, man, I wish I was into this when I was 15. Because if I was into this when I was 15, I'd be onto way cooler stuff now.
Yeah.
I'd be such a cooler 26-year-old.
Yeah.
I feel like a very basic 26-year-old. I don't have cool enough interests, but I was like, man, if I was reading some of these books when I was 15...
The problem with having cool interests, though, is you're like... You just don't relate to anyone about anything, because you just miss so much stuff. You know how much music I listen to that came out in the last decade? Almost none. I listen to basically nothing that isn't rap that's from the last decade.
Yeah, I don't listen to enough new music. I was thinking about that because I was listening to Young Thug's new album, and I was like, I don't really listen to a lot of other new music.
Yeah.
And I listened to a little, and I was like, yeah, it's all right.
I don't think we've gotten a single clip out of this episode.
Because it's been good.
It's been so good that
Because it's been that good.
We need to do something that'll get us a fucking clip, because that's all that fucking matters, man.
Stop it. Dude, stop being a cog. Stop being so afraid of the state apparatus.
You know what I was thinking about last night, yesterday while I was watching One Battle After Another? Is it's like, everything has to exist within genre now, you know? Our attention spans are so shot. It's like making artsy-fartsy fucking shit for yourself. I mean, you want to say something, you do have to kind of say it within, like, fucking... in a way people will actually fucking watch.
When was that not true? At least in movies.
I feel like the 70s. I feel like we're in a state now, because it's like Paul Thomas Anderson making a genre movie, like an actual genre action movie, is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess just like, even if...
Like a fast-paced movie that's entertaining the whole time and isn't really slow at all.
Yeah, entertaining and fast, I get. The idea of genre, though, I feel like is just always a prerequisite for any movie. Since the beginning.
I just feel like that's the only way to really get any sort of commentary off now. I think we're almost in kind of feel like we're back in the 70s, you know, in a way. I think we're back in the low art being the highest art.
Yeah, just sort of trying to slip in stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess that's good for stand-up, because stand-up's inherently a fucking low art.
I feel like that always ends up being the most impactful art. Is like something that has all the elements that will hook an audience, but is also saying something.
Yeah.
Because if you just, unfortunately, if you just kind of purely go for it, and kind of like shrug off all other thoughts, is you kind of leave the audience wondering. And
I guess that's what Scorsese's always kind of understood. I mean, Taxi Driver, that's a great movie, but I mean, part of why it has lasting impact is the really graphic violence.
Well, yeah, it's like you have...
Trying to make something without violence or sex in it seems pretty fucking seems like a fool's errand.
Yeah, there's like a big difference between like making a good point and like making a good movie.
Yeah.
And the best movies are just ones that figure out how to do both.
Yeah.
You know, and then the most famous ones are the ones that are just sort of good.
Yeah.
Because you can take the whole family.
Yeah, you can take the whole family to watch a guy get his fucking fingers shot off.
I love the idea of somebody being an artist and being like, I want to make stuff for the whole family.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that sucks. Maybe I'm an asshole, but that just sounds like that sucks.
Yeah.
I want to start going to fucking talks at colleges. I want to start finding out who the intellectuals that are cool that are still alive, and I want to go hear them talk. Because I listen to it on YouTube, but I want to be there.
Yeah.
I think that's...
I want to be there for YouTube.
I want to be there for YouTube. Because I want to start... I don't know. It's just like I want to start getting out of the house more and actually doing stuff besides just stand-up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should start finding when some of these smart guys are talking at colleges and go.
Yeah.
And then,
also just try to, talk to one of the 19-year-old girls there, be like, that was really smart. By the way, I'm like 7 years older than you. Isn't that awesome?
How cool is that?
I'm pretty sure that's all you need, really.
What did you think of James C. Scott's talk on agriculture that can be used to resist state incursion? By the way, I'm 26.
Aren't these guys not that mature? You ever notice all the other guys here aren't mature like me?
Yeah, I'm super mature. I read books and nobody relies on me for anything. I could die tomorrow and everybody who's in my life's life would be pretty much the same despite some conversations no longer happening. What I bring to the table is conversational topics that most people don't like.
Man, I can't wait to be 35 and treating a 22-year-old poorly.
You don't have it in you.
You don't think so?
No. No, you could never. You don't got it, baby. You could never do it.
I can't.
You wouldn't last a second.
Yeah, I don't have it in me to have fun ever.
Because you'd be like, oh, you're a human. You'd fuck it all up.
It does suck that the only way to ever enjoy yourself is forgetting the humanity of others,
If you're dumbass...
And 99% of people can do it.
If you're...
Oh, boy, you can do it. Oh, boy.
If your bitch ass tried to date a 22-year-old, you would probably just bring new things into their life, and then eventually the relationship would end due to incompatibility, but it wouldn't leave any kind of lasting dark scar on her at all. She'd probably grow. You pussy.
God damn it.
You'd probably expand her mind.
That means it wouldn't be fun at all.
Well, I don't know. Intensity. I don't think you're going to want to date people younger than you.
I don't think so either.
You don't even like people your age now.
I don't like anybody. That's a big issue. You gotta like some people.
I think there's a 35-year-old French lady out there for you.
Yeah, I guess so. Fucking...
A French lady with tattoos. French ladies with tattoos are crazy.
Boy, I fucking hate tattoos. I really hate it.
Yeah, but you'll date somebody that, like, you're attracted to intellectually,
For sure. But man, do I hate. So much stuff I hate I have to get over. You have to get over everything you hate.
Yeah, you can't hate stuff.
Yeah. When you're in a situation, if you're in a situation where you can have opinions, boy, do you got opinions. But sometimes you're in a situation where you're like, well, I guess all my opinions I have to just completely dismiss.
Not really dismiss. I think just accept them as nothing more than opinions.
Yeah.
We're like, hating or like something they teach you in like anger management stuff is like stuff you're angry at. You can just look at it more as like, okay, so these are like boundaries for me or these are preferences for me.
Yeah.
Where instead of being like, oh, I fucking hate tattoos, you can just be like, I don't really like tattoos.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't mean tattoos are bad or that they have to piss me off when I see them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of just trying to figure out how to not take things and yourself seriously.
Yeah.
Where like your brain is like, fuck that thing. And then you get to a point where you're like, well, that thing is not my thing.
Well, yeah, with the like dating with tattoos thing, it's like, well, that's not a thing that's like actually going to impact my life at all. Like if she was like a heavy drinker, you know, that gets to the point where it's like, then you got to start being like, you know.
That's the difference between like stuff that matters and stuff that doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you can hate fascism, you know?
You can hate it.
But you don't have to hate tattoos. And that I also think I always think it's funny when...
But I'm one of those motherfuckers that be thinking everything is fascism and bourgeoisie. I be thinking everything is.
Yeah, you do.
I'll come into... Every time I see you, I got a new thing I've decided is fascism.
You were talking about how Hot Girl Summer is fascism.
I stand by it. It is fascism.
I see what you're saying. I like when you throw that stuff out because to go from Hot Girl Summer to fascism, there is like 5 things in between. But you're kind of like, well, obvious. I mean, do I really need to lay it out? And you know, to me, we have a friendship where I'm like, yeah, I know it. Immediately when you said Hot Girl Summer is fascism, I'm like, yeah, European beauty standards, a homogenous to human experience, you know, a glorification of a particular group and what that means for the other groups and how that seeps into society. And it's like cigarettes where it's casual, but it's fascism. I'm with you. But you say that to most people, and especially some people would be like, so you hate women? And you're like, no, I hate fascists who are controlling the women.
That's, I think, was the big issue with that era is I think people really wanted to make some sort of change, you know? And a lot of women felt very affected by beauty standards and just decided to be like, well, actually, I'm hot. And it's like, no. The concept of hot is bad.
Yeah, we have to get rid of the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers never wanted to change how they think because it's uncomfortable.
Let's keep all of the same structures. Just let me in.
Yes.
Which is a lot. That's what America is let's keep the structure. Just let me in.
And then we've created a situation where I feel like the issue with right now is everyone feels oppressed.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody's found their own reasons to feel oppressed. And some are true and some aren't. But
a lot of it is just like, there's just been a lot of, reactions to prior oppression, I feel like. But with the invention of technology, they figured out to make everybody excluded. I feel like we as humans are not prepared to see on social media just how many people hate you because of who you are.
Well, also everybody's been able to segment themselves into niche groups to the point that everybody's excluded from somebody else, you know? Where it's like if you think of the amount of groups and identities you could have in like a small hunter-gatherer society versus now, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. Like, I'm different from every single other person that lives in this apartment complex.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be that different.
Yeah.
We should all agree. And probably our core beliefs are very similar. I would imagine most people that live in this apartment complex are probably on the left, probably believe in some sort of social welfare, you know, have certain views, you know. But then there's also differences in, like, gender ideology. And then there's also just different forms of, you know, being left. And also just levels of caring.
Yeah.
There's just different levels to which people care about shit. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of my family is, like, establishment Democrat. So it's like they care, but it does take a lack of care to still support the Democratic establishment.
Boy, do you got to be a fucking loser to support that.
They're just old.
Yeah.
You just have to trust things more. There's less trust now.
I really
There's a
hate
spectrum
everyone
of
older
trust.
than myself.
Well, you're supposed to. That's okay. That you're always supposed to do that.
Yeah.
That's just, if you don't, you're not really doing it right.
I don't understand how people can't look at where we're at and just be like, well, what I thought failed.
The old people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought, I guess there was some fundamental issue that helped capitalism and white supremacy. So I failed.
Well, there's just an easy loophole to just be like, either, well, the other side did it. What I thought was right, we just never got it off the ground.
Yeah.
Or what I thought was right, and we did it for a little, and then the younger generation didn't keep doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And that sort of becomes the issue.
I think it's funny that people would drop the stats about Gen Z not fucking, you know? It's like, I think we just have, I mean, I guess the alienation's a big part of it, but generally I think there's just a different, like, different value system. It's like, I think about it and it's like, do I think promiscuity and shit is bad? And it's like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do think it's wrong.
Yeah, no, we're way more, prudish. And I would like to think thoughtful about things like sex. And also we drink less.
Not.
We also drink less, which is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Because I've realized when most old people romanticize their 20s, what they're romanticizing is the lack of responsibility, and then that feeds into the ability to get really drunk as much as you want, and then to also have, like, flagrant sex. And so if you have a young generation in their 20s that is drinking way less, then you're going to focus more on building a life and feel like you have a lot of responsibilities and probably have less sex.
Yeah.
So it's like we're just acting... We in our 20s are acting like older people started to act in their like mid-30s and onward. We're just trying to be like, oh, well, this I actually got to fix. I think it's the turn where, because I think it's good to try and build things in your 20s as opposed to waste it and then have to pick up the pieces in your 30s. But most people before us didn't do that.
And I guess we see...
Because they didn't have to. It was a better system. You could fuck up your whole 20s and then still own a house. That's not possible anymore. To own a house, you have to like really make it happen when you're young.
Yeah.
Because it gets too late.
I thought the 30s was the new 20s. That's what I thought.
No, you got to like start figuring out how to build a business at 15 now.
It is crazy to me. I remember when I was like 15, I started to realize, actually, maybe you being in your 50s isn't that old. But now that I'm like 28, I'm just like, no, that's fucking old as shit. You're like 2/3 of the way through your fucking life. If being over 50% of your life isn't old, then what the fuck is old?
It's a mindset.
Like, yeah.
I do want to be one of those old people that doesn't fucking act like they're old.
Well, we'll die.
Well, eventually. I don't think we're gonna die that young.
I think everybody will start dying pretty young.
I think we'll die in our like 70s. I think we'll die earlier than our grandparents, but I think we'll die in our like 70s. I don't think we're gonna like die young.
It's crazy. My grandpa's 80. Thinking about that, he's like, I guess he's 80. Motherfucker was smoking meth almost fucking 10 years ago.
See, maybe you got the genes to do it then. Yeah. You're not even smoking meth.
That motherfucker is like 350 pounds. Motherfucker's shorter than me. He's 350 fucking pounds.
Dude,
fuck?
You'd be so sick if you were 100.
Yeah.
Just with the disposition you have now, if you put like 70 more years on that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine how fucking pissed off you'd be, but kind of like right about stuff now because you're 100.
Yeah. God, I've been in such a bad mood for the last month.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta be in a horrific mood for an entire month.
I guess so, yeah. So much meaner than I was in fucking July. Much of a meaner guy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think you're thinking mean thoughts. You being mean to people?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Kind of. I don't know.
What
I don't know about mean. I don't know about mean, actually.
You've been a meanie bobini?
I'm more abrasive. I'm more, yeah, I'm more like blunt and abrasive than I was.
Well, maybe you're just being a man of the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just with the incursion of capitalism and the state. It's all abrasive.
So much of my thoughts are like, yeah, sometimes I can be a big asshole, but why shouldn't I be?
Yeah.
I also think when I'm not around my friends, I'm also kind of more grumpy.
Isn't it crazy how you hang out with your friends and you're having a good time and then you go home and you're like, everything in my fucking life sucks.
This is all, yeah.
It's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And then you look back on hanging out with your friends, you're like, I just fucking wasted 5 hours. I didn't do shit.
All I did was hang out with fucking Eli.
Yeah. And it's like you had like good human connection. You laughed, you know, it's like you just
fuck. I hung out with a guy I like and respect.
Nah, fuck, I exchanged thoughts with somebody I respect intellectually and comedically. I'm such a fucking pussy loser.
I do walk around being
and that's
like,
capitalism.
Yeah. I do walk around sometimes thinking like, fuck, I should have just been an asshole.
Like when you were
not with Eli, but not with our beloved Eli.
I love that you like leave conversations. You're like, I should have been worse. Because most people leave and they're like, oh, fuck, was I a dick? And you're like, I could have destroyed their fucking night.
Dude, I truly could have. People that were like nice. You know, it's like sometimes somebody will say something and it'll like piss me off because I didn't need to hear it at all. And I wanted to be, you know, I walk by and I'm just like, I should have told them I didn't want to hear about their fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, I think about that, like, at work, because I've talked about this. I'll just hear people at work just say stuff that's, like, the most pointless grouping of words I've ever heard, and sometimes I just think about just being like, do you ever fucking say anything? Like, god damn, you are just dim. Yeah. But then I think about actually saying it, like, functionally. I'm like, okay, so I'd say that, and then what? I just have to be here for another 5 hours while they know that and hate me, and then I got to check people out.
That's why I'm not mean at work.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And even in life,
people are always like, you're so grumpy at work and never want to talk to people, and it's like, I'm in the work zone.
Yeah,
I'm in the nothing zone.
That's always the weird thing about working at the stores. Like, it's a great place to meet comics, but every time I worked there, I was just furious.
I'm so mad at my job.
So just so many comics just met me.
I was at Backdoor and I got so pissed off. There's a comic there, Brent Weinbach, very funny, very talented guy I really respect. And I'm just hanging out at Backdoor and it's like, well, I can't talk to this guy. Really?
Yeah, I'd work the lot and any comic that drove into the lot just saw me stare at them like I was about to pull out a gun and shoot them. Like pulling into the lot, just seeing me from 60 yards away, mouthing to myself like, God fucking damn it. And then I'm walking around like, I wonder why I didn't get taken on the road more.
I got laughed at outside, not at the store, but like yesterday. I was just outside angrily smoking, and I said out loud, fucking motherfucker. And like a couple was walking past with the baby carriage, and she kind of chuckled at me.
Nothing better and worse than getting laughed at.
Yeah.
Because you get laughed at, and then
I didn't feel anything about it.
When I get laughed at, my anger spikes to like 1,000 for like 2 seconds, and then I go, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot.
No, I mean, that's the thing, is that tends to be what I think, is like, if I get laughed at, I'm just like, well, yeah, I am a fucking ridiculous piece of shit. Thank you. Yeah, I look real fucking stupid, don't I?
Yeah, I am a ridiculous piece of shit. What an awful thing to think about yourself. Calling your life ridiculous is just such a hilarious form of self-hate, to just be like, man, just the fact that I'm alive is ridiculous. I think that is, I mean, it's also, it's always important to realize.
I was also walking behind I went back home. I was walking behind a couple. It was like a nerd couple, you know? It was like one of the guys with, like, lanky guys with glasses with a woman, and he's, like, talking about his life. And I wanted to yell at them because I was so mad that they were in my neighborhood walking.
LA, I've been really sad and missing being in a relationship lately. And LA's a tough place to be because you either see nerd-ass couples and you hear what they're saying and you're like, what a useless fucking couple. They fucking suck. Or you see Mexican couples who just love each other so much, where you're just driving and you just see a Mexican guy just like holding his girlfriend from the back while they're on a scooter and he's kissing her neck, and they just love so much. And you have to see both those things and then just go home and eat.
I don't know. It's just, I think, I find like Mexican couples kind of beautiful and like heartwarming, but then you see a white couple
That's what I'm
And you're
saying. I
like,
find them
you
beautiful.
are incapable of love.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the two types, and they make you upset for different reasons. Because the heartwarming, I feel the heartwarming.
Just,
I feel the heartwarming, but then I realize my heart feels cold from being alone. But then I also go, I have to be alone because I'm not a good person to be in a relationship with right now. I need to figure out how to love myself before I can be loved, which sucks.
You see white couples, and then you feel sad because you're like, I'm not capable of ever being what this guy is.
Because he's a fascist.
Well, yeah. I'm not...
I like you walking past...
I got too much baggage to be this much of an F-slur. I got too much...
Yeah. It does suck because you're like, man...
I wish I could stab this guy.
Man, if I could just be... excited to go to the fucking Grove.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be in love.
I don't know. Being excited to be on the east side. I hate east side couples. I fucking hate them. I hate the Raya couples.
I get fucked up.
Everybody that's on Raya should be firebombed. Like, they should put them all... They should concentration camp all the Raya users.
Well, then they'd know where to find each other. They'd have so much fun in the concentration camp. You'd hate it. You'd be even more mad. They'd be fucking. You don't want to put all the hot people together. What do you think they're going to do?
They're not hot people.
Whatever they are.
They're rich guys and entitled women.
I don't like East Side couples because the guys always dress like 3 years late, you know? Like they got the carabiner on the dickies and they got a beanie on. And then that guy's a girlfriend, you want to go up to the lady and be like, he doesn't even know how to dress. He's doing styles from 3 years. This isn't even the best version. You want a scumbag. You don't even know what the scumbags of today look like.
People say, like...
You're with a fake scumbag.
People are like, LA's so dangerous. And it's like, fuck, I wish it was. Because then these fucking guys would get robbed. They would get robbed and it would be awesome.
Yeah, no, they just get to live.
Yeah. That's why cities should be dangerous. I really don't think cities should be safe.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be. It just shouldn't in the way of, like, couldn't.
Yeah.
Or it does feel. I mean, that's like, I think, why people in America feel so confused because it's so nice for us here. For a lot of people, for white people.
I hate how the fucking gentrification is turning fucking cities, neighborhoods so fucking suburban.
Nothing can stop capitalism. It's crazy. It's crazy because gangs have fought over territories for years. And then capital comes in, and no gang can stand up to capital.
Yeah.
Unless they literally would have to just shoot every fucking sweet green day in and day out. Like, gangs have to turn into militias who are murdering any sweet green or fucking, what's the ice cream? Any of the ice creams. Any ice cream. You go to Sunset Boulevard.
They're building so much fun stuff in areas that are historically not fun.
Fucking Sunset Boulevard on the east side has like 3 boutique eyeglass stores. They got a Warby Parker, and then they got 2 others. It's crazy.
It's crazy to me anyone ever wants to have fun ever. I'm going to go get ice cream. Fuck you. The fuck you eating ice cream for?
Well, you're in love is why you're eating ice cream.
No, you're not in love.
I haven't eaten ice cream since I've been in love. I
guess you could be. Yeah, I don't know.
I only eat ice cream.
These cunts aren't in love. They're walking around with somebody, but they don't love it. They can't love anybody else.
I only eat ice cream when I'm in love. Eating ice cream when you're single, it feels like you don't deserve it. Because you're like, what am I eating ice cream for?
About ice cream, though, it's like, it's fine to eat ice cream from, like, a fast food spot. You know, it's fine to sad eat ice cream, but to fun eat ice cream? You motherfucker eating ice cream when you're smiling? The fuck are you doing?
Enjoying life.
Man, fuck that.
Yeah.
I've been so mad on the last 2 episodes of this pod.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not in a place to be happy right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I hope that someday, at some point in your life, you can eat ice cream and be happy.
You know,
I think we'll both get there.
I guess the idea of this podcast is people have something to listen to when our clips pop off, you know? And then they'll listen to it, and I'll just be like, fun is for fucking gay wads.
But there's a lot of people who feel that way. And it's not about being right. It's about being how some people feel at a certain point in their lives. And hopefully they'll find us in that point, and then they'll grow with us.
You remember when I remember
But they won't.
we were sitting in John's basement and just smoking like I was just chain smoking and ranting about how much I hated fun. And I think it's so funny that you were like, you just kind of paused and were like, yeah, it makes perfect sense to me you would hate fun.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll say stuff and I could take it as an opportunity to counter those feelings and maybe provide an insight that, maybe you but don't always say to yourself or whatever. But there's also other times where I think as a friend, you just have to just repeat back what you've just seen.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not your therapist, and to do that would be arrogant and rude of me as a friend.
Yeah.
So if you say a bunch of shit that I find mentally unhealthy, I just have to go, well,
I also don't think it's necessarily mentally unhealthy. I think it might be more mentally unhealthy to be like, I actually love fun. You know what I love? Fun.
Well, I think it's
consuming. I love to consume. I'm a big consume guy.
It's the extremes. It's like we were talking about hate earlier. Is like it's getting.
But we live in extremes.
It's like getting away from putting value judgments on stuff. But to survive in extremes, you have to find a balance within your own head to think clearly.
When I see a guy wearing a jacket in the summer eating ice cream and he has glasses, I get fucking pissed.
I wear jackets in the summertime and wear glasses, yeah.
Oh, well, that's not what I mean.
But that's important because it's important in those moments to look at yourself, because I've been in those moments and said, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
But how do I feel right now? I'm in love and I'm eating ice cream. So then the next time I see those guys, my initial thought is, I fucking hate that guy. But then I go, yeah, but it's good. He's doing the thing and it feels good for him.
And look where we are now. You went and ate ice cream, and now people are getting abducted on the street, probably gassed to death and thrown into mass graves in Florida. And so enjoy your fucking ice cream.
And I would love to say...
And I think that those are connected. And I don't...
Listen, I would love to say that they're not, but they kind of are. They're not completely unconnected.
Yes.
There are too many people eating ice cream for how many people are being kidnapped off the streets by ICE.
Yes.
The ratio of ice cream being eaten to people being kidnapped by ICE.
Imagine going on Raya while a fucking 19-year-old is getting shot in the head by ICE. Imagine being on Raya thinking, I'm fine.
I'm saying
no, you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, white people are still reckoning with the fact that they can be comfortable in fascism, and that's hard for them to realize. Because they're going, I think we're turning into fascism, and it's like, no, we are. It's just not, you're white and Christian, so you're okay.
Yeah.
But they're rounding up people who are here illegally, and then they're rounding up people who are here legally, and then they're just rounding up people who are just full-on born here.
Rounding up black people?
Now they're rounding up black people. So it's just like, it's getting to a point where just everybody's going to get round up, and then white Christians will be like, well, it's not Nazi Germany, otherwise they'd be rounding me up. And it's like, what the fuck do you think happened to white Christians in Nazi Germany? They went to movies.
I guess that's, that's the scary notion of, like, white people on the east side who are, like, ostensibly liberal being like, this actually doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah. Well, that's what kills a lot of people who think they're liberals, is they get older and they go, oh, the stuff I cared about and wanted to change never affected me.
Yeah.
So I can just be a money-loving, far-right conservative, and my life will be better.
I guess it's the great moral failing of the 60s, is the 80s.
Yeah.
We would not be here without the 80s.
When I was working on the streets trying to raise money for Amnesty International, the amount of boomers that would come up to me and say, oh, I used to protest when I was a kid. Because there's a belief in America, because of how comfortable we are, that political activism is a fun activity to engage in when you're young, and then you grow out of it. And then those people get old and they go, nothing's changed. It's like, well, because you stopped.
Yeah.
And people just quit. There's a fatigue from actually caring, and people get older and they go, I just want a house.
Yeah.
I would just like a kitchen, actually. That would be good for me.
Well, this episode's about to be over. Hopefully, this next episode is fun and silly, and we can clip it. I don't know though.
It's good to end on no hope. But thank you for coming. Find the funny.
Find the funny.